What do you mean you're not getting involved? You are involved, April, whether you like it or not.
I understand that you're upset, but this is not my fight. I know that now.
Oh, because this Guardian person told you? Does he know everything?
Maybe not, but he told me that my role in this thing is over, that I'm free.
So what? You're just going to walk away? You're not going to help me? What am I supposed to do?
You'll find out, I'm sure. I know I did.
Fine, yeah. God forbid you put yourself on the line again. Did you ever think that maybe the reason you saved the world the first time around was because others helped you?
Others helped me, yes, and they suffered for it. There's no justice in this universe. No matter how much you give, there's no guarantee you'll ever get anything back.
That's no reason to give up. It's called having faith, April. You might want to try it out.
That's... Look, Zoe, I've told you everything I know. I've helped you as much as I can. You're on your own now. I have others to take care of.
Fine. If I have to do this on my own, I will. Have a nice life, April Ryan.
April, what the heck is the matter with you?
Crow.
Oh, don't crow me. You let that poor girl walk out of here. She needed your help.
No, Crow, she doesn't. I spoke with the Guardian and...
The April Ryan I knew wouldn't be satisfied with saying, I spoke with the Guardian. She would have done everything she could to help her.
Well, I'm not the April Ryan you once knew. I'm tired of being responsible for everyone. I'm just tired.
Well, too bad, because the world won't wait around for you to feel untired. And if you're not going to help Zoe, then I certainly am.
Crow! Oh, forget it. I have more important things to worry about.
Hey! Zoe! Wait up! Wait up! Hey! Phew. You're a fast walker.
Long legs and a bad mood.
A lethal combination. So why doesn't April want to help you?
She has a lot on her mind.
She's selfish, that's what she is. Being busy is no excuse. I don't know what's going on with her, but I can't say that I care anymore. From now on, I'll be your sidekick.
My sidekick?
Look, I'm not the hero type, but I'm not the sit on the sidelines while the world goes to hell type either. If things need doing, I'll help with the doing of them.
I've never had a sidekick before.
It's easy. I provide the banter and commentary, and you do the stuff.
What stuff?
The talking and the running and the saving of the world. If a helpful hint or, an inappropriate joke is needed, bam, I'm right there.
Cool.
Oh, I know what that means. Don't tell me. It means great, doesn't it? So, where do we start?
Well, what do you suggest, Crow?
I suggest we get help. You're young and inexperienced and, let's face it, as lost as a babe in the woods. No sexism intended. Me, on the other hand, I'm usually wise to the ways of the world, but I really have no idea what's going on. So, we get help from someone who's both wiser and more clued in than either of us. Beards are a good indication.
Beards?
It signifies age and wisdom, and also sometimes poor personal hygiene. I think those things are actually connected.
Who did you have in mind?
There's a bloke that April knows. He's in the city now. He's got a beard, and he's an adult. A perfect combination. His name is Brian Westhouse.
Okay, so where do we find this Westhouse?
As chance would have... Wait, no! It's probably fate. If there's one thing I've learned, when things like this happen, it's almost always fate. As fate would have it, I saw Westhouse when I was flying here. I think he was on his way to the South Gate. If we hurry, he might still be there.
Great. Let's go. I actually know where the South Gate is, believe it or not.
Good, because I'm terrible with directions. Which way is south again?
Potions, herbs, curiously shaped cookies.
They said they were moving us into the ghetto for our own protection. Protection from what?
Using only the finest organic ingredients, Elguan bladders, rat tails, dung. Everything a wizard, witch, or warlock may require.
We got toast. We got one toast left. We're almost out of toast. Serving all your spice needs. Green cut spices. Mist flowers. Raspberries.
In the name of the goddess and the Six, you will lay down your arms and submit to our swords.
What?
Stay there. Do not make a move.
Search the premises. Let no one leave.
What in the name of the Six is going on?
Spare us the theatrics, publican. We know that you shelter rebels.
Rebels? Of course not. This is a peaceful and law-abiding establishment.
If that is the case, you will receive an official apology and recompense from the office of the emissary. But I'm afraid we cannot take your word for it.
The cellar is clear. There's no one else in here, Apostle.
I'll take the second floor myself. Do not make a move, witch. What is your name? I'll give you one last chance to save your neck, witch. You will help me find someone, or you will die. And not just you. We will send the proprietor of this tavern to Sadir to stand trial for treason. As for your friends who've just left harbor, their ship will be boarded and the supplies confiscated. Do you know how the Azadi punish smugglers?
Please.
Their feet and hands are bound. They are weighed down with metal, and then they are dropped into the ocean.
Please, let them be. They carry only medicine and food.
I have no quarrel with you or your compatriots. I seek only one person. The one my people call the Scorpion.
The Scorpion?
What do you know of him?
If I tell you about the Scorpion, will you let us go, Benrime? Me, the shipment?
No. But if you lead me to the Scorpion, then yes, I will let you and your friends go. You'll have your food and medicine.
Leave the boat be, Azadi. Please, there are no weapons aboard. It poses no harm to your people.
It's in your hands now.
Very well. I will take you to the Scorpion, but only if you give me your word that you will harm no one else.
You have my word.
May the stars forgive me for what I am about to do.
Everything a wizard, witch, or warlock may require. Visit Roper's Spells and Filtress for premium quality potions, magical ingredients, and made-to-order charms. Visit Roper's
Zoe, over here!
Last call for fresh fish today. Last call.
Good afternoon, young lady. Crow here tells me you're a friend of April Ryan.
I know her, yeah. I'm Zoe Castillo.
Brian Westhouse. You and April had a falling out?
Of sorts. Look, I'm sorry, but Crow told me you might be able to help.
I might? What is it you need my help with?
To get home, I guess. To Stark.
I figured as much. I'm afraid I can't help you with that, Miss Castillo, but I know someone who might.
Who?
Her name is the White Dragon, and from what I understand, Crow, you know where to find her.
I do! I can be of assistance! Yes!
Dragon? Like in big, flying, fire-breathing lizard?
More like skinny, pretty, with legs to kill for. I don't think she breathes fire, although she can get pretty fired up, if you know what I mean. Anyone? Anyone? Sheesh.
So where is she, this dragon person?
In a library. It's where all the hot chicks go, apparently.
She's in a place called the Dark People's City. If you know how to find it, it moves around with the ocean's currents. But Crow's just been there. Haven't you, Crow?
Sure have. I spent several months there, learning the ancient art of sitting on my butt. Feathers.
And you know how to get back?
Sort of. Ish. I know the general direction. I remember the winds. They smelled like cinnamon and rose tea, wrapped in a fragrant bouquet of fresh bull mule excrement. But I can't point it out on a map, because maps just look like a confused monkey's scribblings to me. And I won't be able to lead a boat there. The waves make me all sick and disoriented.
We won't have to take a boat. We'll fly.
Uh-huh. I'll just wait here while the two of you grow some wings, shall I?
Where we're going, Crow, we won't be needing wings.
I'm telling you, anything that flies without wings can't be trusted. It's against nature and all that's holy. But hey, no feathers off my bones. If it comes crashing down, I'm not the one who'll be needing wings.
Your friend, he'll just lend it to us.
He owes me a favor. Besides, NPS, that would be the Northlands Parcel Service, has just upgraded their airborne fleet. This baby was one of the first they leased from the Azadi 7 years back, and even then, she was getting on. The new ones are faster, bigger, slicker, but she'll do just fine for our purposes.
So you're coming with us?
Coming with you? Wouldn't miss it for the world, Miss Castillo. This is one adventure I'm definitely looking forward to. Besides, you'll need me to fly her for you. She takes some getting used to.
I don't know. I still don't trust a bird without wings. I'm keeping my eyes on you, sister. One wrong move, and bam! You'll feel the wrath of my beak.
How are we doing?
Just fine. This ship's a real beauty. She basically flies herself. She just needs a tiny nudge now and again, but other than that...
So, Mr. Westhouse...
Call me Brian, please.
Brian, when did you come to Arcadia?
Oh, that was a long, long time ago. Too long. I traveled across the divide in 1933, that is.
What? And you're how old exactly?
Well, I may be getting on, but I'm not that old. No, I got unstuck from time, and I was caught between worlds for a while. Not a pleasant experience by any measure of things, but I got out, and I made a life for myself in Mercuria. I'm never going back to Stark. And I'm fine with that. I've made peace with my past. Arcadia is my home now.
Where in Stark did you come from?
Boston, USA. Back when there was a USA. Hell, back when there was a Boston.
They're still there, both of them. How did you end up here? Are you a shifter?
Most certainly not. I mean, if I was, I would probably have gone back at some point. No, I made my way through the divide by more unconventional means. I'm not that old, mind you. Something happened that got me unstuck from time. It wasn't the best idea I ever had, but still, here I am in good health, and with all my limbs intact. I shouldn't complain.
Have you seen a lot of this world?
I'd say so. When Mercuria was invaded by the Tyrant hordes 10 years ago, I was forced to leave the city. I first traveled east across the Northlands to a place called Irhad, the Sun Empire, and then south across the Great Ocean to the continent called the Southlands. After that, well, there's not much left in this world that I haven't seen. I've even been to the Azadi Empire. But I have to say that I like the Northlands, and Mercuria best of all. It feels like home.
Where did the Azadi come from?
Far west. Almost 10 days' journey by boat. In their airships, however, or cloud ships, it doesn't take many days to cross the ocean.
You've visited their continent?
I've passed through it, so to speak. Their capital, Sadir, is just amazing. It's built across a huge river delta where 6 rivers meet. It's a holy place.
They let you just wander freely through their city?
I passed as a traveler in their lands. It's not closed to outsiders, and as long as you respect the Azadi and their customs, they give you passage. It's such a different culture from what we're used to, but they're an interesting people, and I found my visit to be highly educational. What they're doing in Marcuria, though, it's certainly controversial. On one hand, they brought freedom and peace. On the other hand, they've rounded up the Magicals, stuck them in a ghetto, and God knows what they intend to do with them next.
What are the Tyrant?
They were a barbaric people who lived on the Western Plains. 10 years ago, they invaded Marcuria.
Were?
The Azadi killed them all when they liberated the city. If there are any left, they're few and scattered. The Tyrant took the city during a time of great upheaval, but they didn't hold it long. The Azadi arrived in their ships soon after and drove them out. It's almost frightening how quickly the Tyrant were wiped out. The Azadi showed no mercy.
When do we get to the Dark People City?
From what our feathered friend said, it'll be another day or so. Are you okay?
Yeah. I'm just feeling a bit restless.
Well, there's not much to do here. You can look around the cabin for a bit, talk to Crow, or take a nap back in the hold. There's a bed there.
Thanks. Maybe I will.
I'm feeling seasick.
Seasick? Aren't you used to flying?
Flying, yes. Flying is no problem. Flying is flapping your wings and praying for a good tailwind. This isn't flying. This is torture.
So why don't you jump out there and fly instead?
What? And catch a cold? Are you kidding me? You do know that it's freezing out there, don't you? And it's not like I can keep up with this infernal machine. My wings are made for comfort flying, not marathons. No, I'll stay here. I'll just find a corner to go throw up in instead.
Nice. How long have you known April?
That depends on how you look at it. We go way back, but I haven't really seen her since way back.
What happened?
She sent me on my merry way. She wanted to go find herself, which actually means go lose everyone else. I can recommend it, though. It's very liberating. I went off to find myself recently, and I have nothing but good things to say about it. You see, I was about to get married and...
To a bird? I mean, not a woman. Well, yes, a woman. A female bird. Someone with wings, like you.
Yes, that's right. A bird. Anyway, so the idea of settling down, building a nest, starting a family... I don't know, I started freaking out. So I went on a journey of inner discovery.
You went on a journey of discovery?
Inner discovery. A quest for personal understanding. A mission of self-realization. A voyage of inward fulfillment. A trek to the...
Okay, yes, I get it. You wanted to find yourself.
It's brilliant. You desert everyone, abandon your responsibilities and relationships, and focus completely on your own personal misery. It's a douche for the soul.
You know, Crow, I think you may have misunderstood what finding yourself is all about.
What? No, April showed me how it's done. I can't believe I didn't do it sooner. I feel so much lighter. Not a care in the world. Except for, the total and abject misery in my heart and soul.
What's it like being a talking bird?
My beak is a finely tuned instrument of love. When I speak, girls tremble. And also guys. Guys tremble too, but not in the same way.
Right. So you abandoned your fiancé to go on a selfish journey of inner discovery?
Abandoned is a strong word. Left? Deserted? Forsook? Yes, and yes. Slipped away in the dead of night? Sure. But it was all for the best. I obviously wasn't ready to, become a responsible, grown-up, magical bird. Where does one go to find oneself, I asked. Granted, I only asked myself, and I probably should have gotten a second opinion, but there you go. So I decided to seek the center of all wisdom and knowledge in Arcadia.
This Dark People City?
No. Some fortune teller in Zahn. She stiffed me. It was actually blind luck that I ended up in the Dark People's City. I never intended to go there, but it was a real blessing, I tell you. These guys, they let me read anything I wanted. And I've learned a lot. Like, for example, did you know that a Diavan water snake can grow to be almost 200 meters long? I didn't. I didn't really want to find out either, because now I'm really freaked out by water, but there's not much else to do in the place except read. Read, eat, read, sleep, read, go to the bathroom, and read at the same time. It's really very, very dull. But all that introspection gave me perspective. I wisened up, and now I'm ready.
Ready to get married?
Ready to admit that I'm scared out of my feathers about getting married. So no, still on that journey.
About April.
I don't understand what happened to her. Oh, she was the sweetest, prettiest, nicest girl you could have ever imagined. And she was a real trooper. Save the world and all. You don't see a lot of people doing that these days. But things didn't turn out the way she thought they would. She couldn't go back to her world, first because she was afraid, and then later because she lost her powers. On top of that, the Azadi were after everyone from Stark. Everyone with special powers, everyone who was allied with the Magicals. In the end, I think April just snapped. She was so angry, she felt so betrayed. She had to take it out on someone. Fortunately, she decided to take it out on the Azadi. I wanted to stick with her, I really did, despite the yelling and the bitterness. But in the end, she just up and left me. Right in the middle of nowhere, too. I tried looking for her, but after a while I gave up. I got the distinct feeling she didn't want me around anyway. So, I left to begin a new life.
I don't think there's anything you could have done, Crow. Sometimes the people we know and love change, and sometimes that means we have to move on. What powers did April lose?
Her special thingy, being a shifter. First, she didn't want to go back to Stark, and then, one day, she couldn't. Her powers went poof, and no one knows why. Ooh.
What?
What?
Why did you go, ooh?
Because it's spooky. Also, I like saying it. It makes my beak vibrate.
You don't think she lost her powers because she felt her powers were the cause of her misery?
It's... Of course I wouldn't know what... Huh?
Seems to me that she was scared about facing reality again, and she decided that her powers would only bring more pain. So she lost them.
Oh, that's, psychology, isn't it? Oh, brilliant. You human females from Stark are really clever. So, hey, if we hit April with a really big frying pan, she'll come to her senses, right?
What? No.
Yes, it's called therapy. I read about it somewhere. Well, not read, more like heard. In a seedy tavern near the docks. After 11 thimbles of Mary Minstrom's yellow fire. Just before dawn. On a Monday. But I remember the fella who told me. Big lad. Arms as thick as oak trees. A stunning collection of scars. Nice eye patch. A real therapist he was. Wait, maybe it was rapist.
It was nice chatting with you, Crow. It's been very informative.
Glad to help, doll.
Doll?
I mean, independent and self-reliant female person who's not an object to be ogled at or used solely for my own personal amusement and pleasure.
Still feeling restless, Miss Castillo?
Sort of.
I guess that's understandable, being cooped up like this.
Maybe I'll go and take that nap now.
Good idea.
Welcome to our city. The White of the Kin is expecting you.
Who?
That's the White Dragon, Zoe.
How did she know I was coming?
I stopped asking those kinds of questions a long, long time ago. You just have to start buying into stuff like destiny and precognition, or you'll go nuts.
She waits in the library. Follow me.
Right. Okay, no point in asking any questions, is there?
Absolutely not. It'll only make your head hurt.
There are some huge things out there. I hope those, windows are thick. Tons and tons of books. He's taking me to see the White Dragon. Hi, I'm Zoe.
How fascinating. You're here, and yet you're not. Can I touch you?
Can you... What do you mean by...
Who's that?
Oh, I forgot. This is my friend Brian Westhouse. He's a traveller, I guess.
You sound so familiar.
You've heard my name before?
Your presence, your being sounds familiar. And also disconcerting. I feel a prickling on my skin. What do you call it? Goosebumps?
My apologies, ma'am. I don't wish to perturb you. Maybe I should just leave you...
No, please. Stay. Perhaps I'm sure it's just me. You see, I don't understand this body yet. I don't know what any of these feelings mean. I apologize. You're most welcome here, traveler.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll leave the two of you alone while I peruse this magnificent library.
You've come to me for the same reason April came to me not long ago. You're stuck.
I'm stuck here in Arcadia, yes. I need to go back to Stark.
But this isn't the only place you're stuck. You're stuck in life, like driftwood to a river. You lack direction. You lack faith.
Maybe so, but that's why it's important that I go back home. People there need me, and I want to be there for them. I don't want to be adrift anymore. I want to be where I'm needed the most.
And that will bring you home, Zoe. Your commitment to your friends, your belief in yourself and your abilities. Faith will bring you where you're needed the most.
How?
It's easy. You're not really here.
That's what you said earlier. But it doesn't make sense. I'm right here.
Yes, and no. You're unlike anyone I've ever met. You belong to the story time.
Okay, now you're being cryptic. I've had enough of that. I can't take any more riddles. Just tell me what it means.
I'm sorry. It's not cryptic to me. It just is.
With all due respect, I just want to get home. I want to help my friends. I want to stop the bad guys from winning. I want to... I want to be myself again. The last time I was here in Arcadia, I fell asleep. And when I woke up, I was back home in Stark. How did I do that? When I fell asleep on the airship on my way here, I didn't disappear.
That's because you didn't dream. If you dream the right dream, it becomes reality. You can go anywhere you wish. To go back to your own world, you just have to wake up.
You mean this is all a dream?
This isn't a dream, but you're dreaming.
I'm confused again. All I need to do is go to sleep and dream about home, and then I'll wake up and be home.
Maybe. I've never met anyone like you. I only know that there are some who have a strong connection with the world of dreams. And you are one of them.
I'll just have to take your word for it. Help me fall asleep. Help me dream, or wake up, or whatever it is you said I need to do to get home. Time's running out. I have to be where I'm needed the most.
Come here. You must find her, Zoe. You must help her. Wherever she is. That's where you're needed the most.
Where did she go? What did you do to her? Did you use magic on her?
I didn't do anything to her, funny bird. She left this place on her own.
But she just vanished.
I know. Isn't it fascinating? There's no one else like her. She's special.
I've never met a human girl who hasn't been special. For all I know, they've all got strange powers and important destinies. I just hope she's okay.
Most interesting.